when I started the podcast, I started it because this is pandemic. This is my first year students coming in, and the anxiety level was through the roof. And I'd already noticed it. I'm listening to students. I talked to all of my students, and I sensed it earlier. I sensed it, years before that. But man, in 2020, they were really vocal about it. And I remember one class where I said, I'm teaching this first year experience course, and I'd typically leave like a week or two off the syllabus. And I'd say, hey, I want to hear from you all. What do you all want to learn about? What are you concerned about? What do you need to know? Overwhelming majority. Can we talk about anxiety? Can we talk about social anxiety? Can we talk about stress? So digging deeper, and a lot of them are like, we have early college, high schools, and these are wonderful things, right? That kids can take and get, 2 years of college paid for, right? But they're coming in and they're like, I don't know that I want to do this. I don't know that I want to do, I've got an associate's in this. I don't know if I want to continue down that path, or I have no idea what I want to do.
Yeah.
And the adults around me tell me I've got to figure it out. Right. Now we've got ninth graders, eighth graders. You've got to pick a designation. You've got to pick a path. And so I felt almost, obligated to say, look, if you're 18 and you've got it figured out, you're doing better than everybody else, because nobody does that.
Right.
And so part of the podcast was actually the whole impetus of the podcast was to show them that nobody has a straight line. I think, I think I'm into like episode 90 something now. And I can count on one hand how many folks knew what they were going to do at 18 and did that, less than 5, 2 or 3, I think. And so it was just to kind of put them at ease and say, look, we don't know. We're 18. We don't know where we're going to go. We don't know what the future might hold for us. We don't know what the experience is, but keep moving forward. And have a plan and find mentors and do. And so thank you. Cause I think, your story, you're absolutely right. You found community and you found mentorship and you kept doing the work. And I think that's so important, that we continue to move forward and continue to do the work. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Well, thank you for having me. And I feel a tremendous debt that I have to pay back to students today, and it's why I'm so committed, or at least I try to be as committed as I can to my students, to be there for them, to model something different for them, to help them understand that they're not alone in this process, because I'm not here without that kind of mentorship. And to be able to see now, when I've been in this for 13 years, I see students that are now well on their way to their own graduate degrees, that are practicing lawyers, that are doing incredible work in the community. And I see them now taking on that mantle of responsibility for mentorship in their own circles and in what they do. I'm working to fill out college applications for my son right now. Actually, we're all done. We did it over the summer and try to get them in as early as possible. But I was blown away by the difficulty of that process, of how much is asked for. And here I am with a PhD. My wife has a PhD as well. And we were struggling with a lot of stuff on there, with the enormity of it in terms of what is required. And so to think about how working class parents that are, that didn't go to college themselves, and they're the students coming out of there are first gen, the difficulty of all of that, I think, highlights the real importance of the mentorships at universities, the people that play roles as admissions counselors, the people that play roles in high school as, counselors, or helping students get to college and fill out, college applications and all of that. We all play a role at different levels. I might be at the university, but it's all part of a bigger family here, where we're trying at different places, trying to see if we can help as many students as we can. And it's great to meet somebody like you that's on this journey as well and doing it in a different place than I am. And, you know, I mean, I think that gives me much joy and comfort knowing that we've got great people that are doing this work across the spectrum, either in the classroom, outside of it, whatever it may be. It's always a really refreshing and wonderful thing. So thank you.
Well, you know, Felipe, I know this is, I'm hoping, and I'll make sure this happens. This is just the first of many conversations for us.
Sure.